Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. I'm Brenda Mazoa, and welcome to this free live webinar hosted by South London College. It's great to see so many of you joining in, and we have a brilliant topic lined up for you today. So today's topic is breaking into tech without a computer science degree. And if that title made you feel something, a bit of hope, a bit of curiosity, maybe even just some relief, then you're absolutely in the right place. So whatever brought you here this evening, or this afternoon even, you're in the right place. And by the end of this session, you'll have a clear and actionable path forward. So just before we begin, I've got a few housekeeping rules just to keep note of. So the first one is everyone's microphones are muted just to keep the audio clean for everyone, but the chat is very much open and accessible, so just please use it. And we're watching and we love the energy. We also have a dedicated question and answer at the end, so keep your questions coming throughout the session and we'll do our very best to get to as many as possible. And as well, stay to the end. We have some exclusive offers for everyone that's attending today. You absolutely do not want to miss them as well. It's very special indeed. So yeah, next slide, please. So today we're going to be covering a very packed session, and we will cover the alternative routes into tech that are working for real people right now. Then we will get into the practical side. So building skills, creating a portfolio, and positioning yourself as the candidate that employers actually want. There's something in the session for everyone, whether you're at day zero of your journey or you are already a few steps in and you're feeling just a little bit stuck. Next slide, please. So just a quick word on who is hosting today, because I think context really matters. And South London College exists to do one thing exceptionally well, and that is to deliver industry relevant education that leads to real career outcomes, practical employable skills in digital and technology that employers are actively looking for. And we are talking about everything from foundational digital skill courses right through to advanced technology and computing programs, professional certifications, and career focused qualifications designed in partnership with the industry. So if you want to learn more about what we offer, everything is at southlondoncollege.org, but we'll come back to that later in today's session. Next slide, please. So here's the commitment we're making to you today. By the time you leave the session, you will have four very concrete things. Number one, a clear pathway, a genuine sense of which route into tech that suits your situation, your background, and your goals. Number two, practical tools, actual resources you can open this evening and start using. Number three, job ready insight, a real understanding of what employees are looking for, not just guesswork. And for those of you who are already ready to take the next step, an exclusive enrollment, exclusive enrollment offers that are available only to people in today's session. Next slide, please. Okay, so now I have the absolute pleasure of introducing the person who is going to walk you through everything today. Mohammed Nawaz is an IT lecturer and a cybersecurity and networking specialist. He holds an MSc in information security and networking from Kingston University and carries some of the most respected industry credentials in this field: CCNA, CompTIA, A+, and MBCS membership. He has been delivering IT education across both academia and industry for over 7 years, working with students from level 3 right through to level 7 across multiple awarding bodies. So what stands out to me about Mohammed's approach is that Mohammed understands this journey from both sides of the table, and he has guided countless career changes and self-taught learners into real tech roles. So, if this sounds like you are in very good hands with Mohammed. Mohammed, I want to just, welcome you into this session. We're so glad to have you. So over to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Brenda, for that nice introduction. And yeah, so thank you very much to all of y'all. And specifically, thank you for all the audience who has actually allocated their specific time from their working schedules to attend this valuable webinar that we has been hosted by South London College. Thank you again. So basically, we're going to talk a very specific topic that everyone needs to know about, and especially with the tech industry moving in a different spectrum now due to the evolution of AI and also hiring process when it comes to the tech industry. We need to actually get the vital information for us to make a proper decision in our tech careers and careers for the foreseeable future as well. So just to get a very good understanding, we need to know also the market for the tech industries as well. So the UK tech sector is growing faster, of course, than any other industry, right? So when we are coming researching other forms of industries, also the most valuable and after well-to-do industries, one of the tech industries, they fall into that spectrum. And actually employs actively hiring people without traditional CS degrees. So just keep in mind that 10 to 15 years back, CS degrees, any degree that is related to tech was very important. But now employees who are, especially modern employers or modern business learners who are hiring people, are now targeting people who are more skill-based, skill-oriented. So we are not saying gone are the days that we can get a qualification through a degree, but it's now you need to have a balanced approach when you're trying to find a job. Very important for that, because degree is not going to give you that additional benefit. It's going to be your skills, right? So basically, for instance, if you go into an interview, there are certain questions from a tech background, which I come from. Employers are going to ask you technical questions on how you can sort out a problem. What are the steps you're going to intake? So at times there are certain aspects where your degree might not cover this, but your skills, your experience would have helped you out. So if you're a person who is well versed in both your qualification, your technical skills, and also your experience, you have actually a better chance in actually obtaining the job you require. So just very important to know that the approach for all individuals who has attended this webinar is that you need to come up in a different manner in order to actually get the right job that you are expecting, right? So just to keep in mind, so in terms of the tech value here, it's going to go 1.7 million. So tech jobs in the UK by 2026 is going to reach to a scale of 1.7 million, right? And 58% of tech roles do not require a CS degree. You might be asking why now we do not require a CS degree when 10 years back it was important. Because IT, when it comes to the IT industry, it's just not about qualifications. It's actually about how you can promote yourself, market yourself, provide the presentations, right? How you can provide a solution. So a person even without a CS degree, but who has is well equipped with certifications and also experience, and also who can actually communicate to non-tech people, and also who can provide a solution, will also have a better scope. So there are, like I said, there are three methods where you can enter into the tech degree. One is through professional certifications, one is through vocational qualifications, the other one is through your degree form, right? But individuals who have all these three have a higher chance to actually get into the industry itself. So very important to know that if you are a career changer, or if you're a person who is still stuck in your same career in the tech industry, or if you're a person who has finished schooling or college and plans to move into the tech industry to obtain a very lucrative career, it's very important to know that you have to have a right balance in all of these three spectrums, right? Which is having a degree is very important, but having just proceeding with a degree is not enough, right? So having the relevant skills that the industry requests is also very important, right? And also very important is also to have the experience as well. It doesn't need to have 5 years, 6 years of experience, but even having 1 year experience is very vital, right? So these are some of the things that individuals should actually consider, right? So could we move on to the next slide? Yes, could we move on to the next slide? Right. So you don't need a CS degree, right? The industry has changed. Skills and proof of work beat paper qualifications more than you think, right? So like I said, in the industry, there are various type of qualifications for each and every industry, right? So if you are planning to move into the cybersecurity market, then you have to do qualification certifications that are related to cybersecurity, right? So if you are a person who is planning to move into the AI industry, then you need to have certifications that are tailor-made to the AI industry, right? So IT is a broad scope. Not every individual can become an expert in that a broader spectrum, right? You need to select in which field you're planning to look into, right? And you need to do your research. Very important is that I would give my experience is that if you are planning to move into any industry, whether it's tech, whether it's in the automobile, whether it's hospitality, first you need to conduct a research, right? Conduct how well that industry is growing, whether there'll be saturation in future, or whether technology might overcome this industry, or whether we are going to lose our jobs. You need to have a proper roadmap and conduct your research. Next is once you have completed that, then you have to target what type of certifications that would allow me to get into this industry. Very important. What are the qualifications that I need? What are the certifications that I need? What are the skills that I need? And also how much of experience that I require to get into this industry. Next is the pay scale. Again, pay scale can vary from industry to industry, from company to company. But keep in mind that if you are a fresher, if you are a person, a career changer, always work for the experience, get the experience. And then once you have built a value in the market, then you are able to negotiate your salary, right? Having the mindset of first trying to get a good salary is a wrong approach. What I would feel is people will actually pay you more if you can provide a value to them. That is how the market proceeds. So some of the things that you can take into account is you can do get into the tech industries applying for professional diplomas, right? So professional diplomas are, if we have to talk about the accounting sector, you can see professional diplomas like ACCA, CIMA, those are professional diplomas, professional qualifications, right? So if you take the tech industry, you will have certification qualifications like AWS, uh, Microsoft Azure, then Computer A plus, then Computer Security plus, right? So certificate of ethical hacking. These are some of the professional qualifications you can actually undertake. Next is boot camps. Boot camps are basically where you go into these institutions which train you for about 3 to 4 or 5 months, completely practical, right? There is no theory involved, but it's completely practical. Next is self-learning. So self-learning is you do plenty of research through YouTube videos. You undertake a lot of personal courses from Udemy, Coursera, and then you build up your knowledge. The next is apprenticeship, which is where you work for a company for a specific period of time, and that is where you obtain the skills. Now, all of these actually have their pros and cons, but very important to note that is that you are the decider of your future, right? You need to pick which uh, method or which way of information or experience should be gathered, right? So you need to do actually the proper research and then invest your time and your money in order to actually get your specific requirement. That's why I said research is very important. You need to do your research very well in order to see which method will actually ensure that you require your obtain the specific requirement that you are looking for in the tech sector. Yes, could we move on to the next slide, please? Okay, so alternative routes into IT, right? So many people would be having the idea of or the implementation of, yes, investing in a university degree is very costly, very expensive, because at the end it's a long-term investment. Not have the investment going to universities. There are alternative routes getting into the IT sector. So first is boot camps, like I explained you in the previous slide. So what does boot camps do actually is they have intensive computer focused programs that run into 12 to 24 weeks, right? So here you'll be working with experts and you will be understanding on how what you call the systems and computer systems work in the tech industry. So it's actually 100% like job oriented when it comes to coding bootcamps, right? Because it's much more similar in a company as well. So when you work in a company, you will require less training because you have already gained those experience in a bootcamp, right? Next is apprenticeship programs. So apprenticeship programs might differ again from company to company. You have companies that will give you an apprenticeship program for 6 months. You might have a company that might give you for 1 year. So the purpose of an apprenticeship is to build experience and skills, right? So here you will earn certain apprenticeships you will earn, but while some are not paid actually. So this will actually provide you the skills in order to obtain the relevant requirement you need to enter into the tech industry. Okay. So next we move on to is online certifications. Online certifications are another way of building up your practical knowledge and critical thinking, right? So global recognized certifications such as Google, Microsoft, Computer, AWS all offer entry-level certs from free to low cost, right? So just to keep in mind that online certifications, or we call it practical certifications, also have validity periods. That means these certifications will what do you call expire within just 2 to 3 years, because the technology every year keeps on advancing more and more. So the certifications have to be on par with the industry itself. So it's very important that also you do these certifications, because one of the benefits is that you can easily get into the job, right? So if you have an employer who is focusingly hiring people mostly on certifications, and you have done the relevant certifications that is expected by that company, you definitely have a high chance of getting into an interview, right? And obtain that relevant job as you expect. So yeah, let's move on to the next slide. Yes, could we move on to the next slide, please? So qualifications that open doors, right? So employees recognize diplomas, uh, signal commitment and competence. So one thing is to note that employees like to have individuals who always progress in their path. That means invest heavily on their qualifications, invest heavily on research experience. They would like to have employees who keep on investing in themselves. That is why companies now looking for, right? So it's very important, even when you're in a job, even when you're in a high paying job, you need to invest in yourself to ensure that you outgrow the competition, right? That is the important thing that keeps you to have the edge over the others, right? So that is where you can actually then apply for bigger jobs, or even in future run your own tech company, right? So very important to know that, like I was telling, it's also important to also invest in vocational qualifications, certifications, and build up experience, right? So one way that employees would like to see employees or individuals have is an H&D qualification, or we call it vocational qualifications as well, right? Also, they would like to see degrees as well, but also they would like to see certifications as well, and also experience as well. So there are plenty of ways where an individual can actually get into the tech industry. So also after you get these relevant qualifications, you then have to apply for memberships like BCS, British Computer Society. So having these also will actually allow you to attend these workshops as well, right? So these British Computer Society always conduct on a yearly basis workshops to create awareness to their members about the latest technologies. So you actually being a member of it provides a positive value to the employer, showing that you have the relevant capability to conduct new projects and also assist the company in the long run, right? Yes, we can move on to the next slide. So self-learning platforms, right? So there are three components that you have to look into. First is discover, right? Explore options and identify a path. Like I said, that once you are actually new to the job market, it's very important to identify what type of qualifications, what type of certifications, what type of experience skill your what you call employer or the company or the industry is looking for. Just having plenty of qualifications is not enough. You need to hit the hammer on the nail, meaning that you need to have the precise qualification in order to get the job. If you are a person who is into cybersecurity, but then you apply for a career path in cloud computing, it's not going to work, because these two jobs are totally different, right? So if you are investing your time and if you want to have a career in cybersecurity, you need to focus on doing degrees or vocational qualifications or certifications or gain experience that is solely focused on cybersecurity, right? So the most important thing, like I told you earlier, is explore your options, meaning that do research, right? What are the options that will be available to me if I go in the path of cybersecurity? What is the pay scale? What is the growth? If a new technology comes into play, what is going to have the effects? These are, you have to have a proper plan. The next is, what type of path should I go through? Should I go in the form of a certification, or should I take 4 years and focus on doing my degree and completing, or should I develop my skills? Right? You need to actually identify which is the best. Right? So very important to know that. I'll just give you a little tip here, is that first you need to build your foundation. To require to build your foundation, you actually need to start from a diploma that actually builds your foundation much stronger, and then go towards HND program, that is vocational qualifications, that actually will provide you a strong base. A strong foundation only will help you to ensure that you have a, what you call, stronger career, right? If your foundation is not strong, meaning that at times you will not get proper opportunities in the cybersecurity space or whatever space they're trying to apply for. Next is build, right? So practice skills with projects and exercises, meaning that once you have obtained or got yourself into the job, that's still not enough. Now you need to actually progress into the job market, into different levels in your company. So to do that is actually you have to undertake projects that are new to you, and you have to build your skills. Not only that, you need to build experience. While you're in the company, you need to invest yourself. So just by doing the degree and then just getting to the job is not enough. Now you need to now build yourself better. So in the sense is, build your practical knowledge, upskill your skills, and also build experience. That is where you can then start climbing the ladder in your company and then achieve all of the benefits, right? So next is earn, validate learning with credentials or proof, meaning that undertake certifications, undertake ongoing courses, attend workshops. So you are able to then actually validate your skills to your employees. So in case if in case your company is hosting a incentive program and they would like to choose people who are talented and who are experienced in undertaking projects, then that is an approach where you can then validate your skills to an employer, showing them that you're the person to actually undertake this project, right? So these are some of the three components that you need to consider when you are trying to land a job in the tech industry. Yes. So could we move on to the next slide? So top platforms to get started, right? So Coursera and edX, there are certain platforms that is well known in the educational market and the skill-based market for 10, 15 years, right? So one of the top norms when it comes to online self-learning is Coursera and edX, right? So these are some of the top platforms that have collaborated with universities and are providing skill-based courses for you to improve your skill based on any type of job that you are looking to grow, right? So the university-backed courses sometimes are free, sometimes they have paid versions, but they're actually offered by a university. So these are courses that will not run for 2 years, 3 years. These are called short courses that they are actually targeted to what you call upskill your practical knowledge, right? So next you have is Udemy and LinkedIn Learning. So these are affordable. They are great for web development, data, and cybersecurity. Also, you have Udemy. They also have again free and paid courses as well. You can do a lot of research in that and select a specific course for your career. Next is free code camp and the Odin project. Okay, so it's again 100% free. Project base builds a platform as you learn, right? So you might have portfolios, free portfolios where you have to undertake and build up systems. You can use this then to showcase what type of projects you have actually done to your employer or future employer. Next is Google and Microsoft Learn. So again, they have free parts. They have free and as well as paid as well. You will obtain certifications as well from Google and Microsoft. These again actually add value. So there are actually plenty of ways that you can improve your knowledge. It's that you need to actually do a lot of research and see which path that you would like to undertake in the tech sector, which industry that you would like to work, and actually how can you grow, right? So it's very important that you do your research, like I said, then select the field that you want to undertake, and then select the qualifications that you would like to undertake to achieve this relevant goal, right? Yes, so we can move on to the next slide, please. So practical skills are the new degree. Very important. Yes, that we all totally agree, especially with AI now. So now employers are the modern employers, and also what do you call existing employers who run companies are now looking for individuals who have practical skills, who are more critical thinkers, who can provide a solution, also who can create new systems that will actually benefit the company in the long term, right? So gone are the days, actually I wouldn't say gone are the days, but uh, the the less now preference is given to people who have done their degrees, because now they would like to see people who have the degree and also who have the practical knowledge as well. So if you're a person who is willing to have both, I would say investing even in vocational qualifications also very important as well, and also certifications as well, right? So just keep in mind that whenever you are investing into the tech industry, very important also to brush up your practical skills as well, right? So we can move on to the next slide. So skills employers are hiring for, right? So where to build these skills, very important. So you don't see these in classrooms because, of course, when you're undertaking any qualification, there is a time duration to finish your course, right? So that we all agree on. So the way you can actually build your skills is during your free time, undertake projects, do some self-learning, do a lot of research, and then undertake free courses as well, even some paid courses where you can then build up a portfolio to the employer to showcase your skills and certifications that you have earned, right? So first is build something. That's the first thing that you need to note. Build something is create a small app, even a small app like a mobile app, a software app, right? Or create even networking structure. If you're a cybersecurity expert, a beginner in cybersecurity, try and attack a system, a small system, and again provide solutions for that. So that helps you to actually build a portfolio, right? Build a portfolio where you can then showcase that to your employer, right? So even you can upload all of the portfolios of the projects that you have done in LinkedIn. This gives actually a positive mindset to anyone who's trying to recruit you, right? So next is contribute to open source, right? There are plenty of forums that are creating new software, so you also can be a part of it. So you don't, if you are a person who is not actually capable up to now of building softwares, but you're a person who is very good in critical thinking and also giving good advice, contribute it. So then you can actually add those values also into your CV or LinkedIn profile as well, right? Solve real problems. So solve real world problems in the sense is identify a problem that everyone is having, like the public is facing certain issues, and provide a solution for that, right? So if you can build an app that can monitor people's fitness, heart rate, I'm just talking on the fitness level because now fitness is very important to all of us, where you can monitor the heart rate, the fitness, or injuries, future injuries. That's actually something that you're providing a solution to everyone's day-to-day activities, right? So if you can create some form of app and then apply that into your CV or your LinkedIn profile again, that gives you a green light to showcase that you are the correct person when you're applying for jobs. Also, you might even be able to build your own company as well, because now you have actually the tools to actually create web apps due to certain projects that you have actually undertaken, right? So these things can actually be applied in various scenarios in terms of web development, data analytics, cybersecurity, right? Problem solving, communication, teamwork. So these are very important in today's hiring market. Okay. Yeah. So we can move on to the next. Yes. So in terms of Southland College offers extended diplomas. So extended diplomas are actually specialized diplomas that are focused on a specific field, right? So you have like cybersecurity, general computing, data analytics. So these are programs that are specialized in certain fields. So if you are a person who actually wants to be a cybersecurity expert, who wants to be a pioneer in cybersecurity expert, who wants to run your own cybersecurity company, then undertaking a cybersecurity qualification that is from level 3 to a degree all the way to your master's and undertaking again certifications in cybersecurity, that's the best route to go. So if you're a person who actually wants to develop, who wants to have their own computing company, build information systems, right? Then undertaking a qualification or degree or certification in general computing is the best. But if you're a person who is more into data analytics, who likes to figure out, uh, data analytics that can actually filter data, okay, and then it can be used for AI purpose, and very curious about how data functions, then proceeding in a qualification under data analytics all the way to a degree or a master's is the best way to, right? So like I was telling you earlier, IT is a big scope, right? You have no individual that can do all of the IT work, right? You need to be a specialist in that. So very important is to do proper research on what jobs and what market will actually pay you well and what markets are actually growing in the tech sector. And based on that, undertake the qualifications that will enable you to be to propel into those careers or fields in the tech industry, right? Yes. So we can move on to the next slide. Yes. So I think I'll hand over the slides to Miss Brenda, so she'll give you most of the information as well. And yeah, so Miss Brenda, yes, maybe have you.
I think that's an error. The slide's not supposed to be there. Should be the next slide.
Yeah. Yes, could we move on to the next slide then? Okay, yes. So basically, tech portfolio, right? Very important also to note that. I'll be discussing what actually the tech portfolio you need to build up when it comes to trying to enter into the tech industry. So let's move on to the next slide, please. Right. So what goes into a portfolio? Very important to note is a personal website, right? Completing of projects, your profile, say that goes into what are the qualifications about. It's also very important to know that who you actually are, what are the projects you have undertaken, and what type of companies that you have worked for. So just giving a small brief about yourself will actually then provide a clear image to the person who is trying to recruit you, right? And also certifications and credentials, very important. What type of credentials and certifications that you have done. So if you're a person of a member of a British Computer Society like me, or if you have done any certifications like Computer A Plus or Computer Security Plus, you can actually mention that in your profile. Very important also to know that do not just finish your profile with the qualifications and the certifications you have done. It's also very important to mention your experience as well. That is something that you need to look into. And also something that you have to also look into is that what type of projects you have undertaken as well, to mention that in your portfolio, right? So if you can actually mention all of this information, then it gives your portfolio a heavy weight, right? So that means it goes to show, compared to your other applicants or your other competitors, you are a valid person. You're like an asset to the company, right? So that gives the employer the first positive idea of who you are, right, to get recruited. So yes, we can move on to the next slide. So portfolio project ideas to start today, right? So web dev, build a personal or small business website using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So that means you can create websites and then during your free time, and then apply that to the portfolio, right? So it's very important to undertake small projects and then apply that uh, into your portfolio. We, the reason why I'm telling this personally is because nowadays employers or companies are looking for people who have undertaken projects, right? Even though they are still new into the industry, they would like to see an employee, an individual who they are hiring, have some sort of experience in some sort of uh, systems that they have developed, right? So if you are a person who have undertaken uh, projects, small projects, it doesn't have to be big, but smaller projects, and then put that into your portfolio, it gives great weightage, right? Next is data. So analyze public data set using Python or Excel, visualize insight clearly, right? So if you're a person who is into data and you are able to then create some sort of platform where data can be analyzed, and you can also show that uh, or add that into your portfolio. Next is cybersecurity. Again, complete a try hack me or hack the box challenge, document you process, right? So some of the best certifications when it comes to cybersecurity now is try hack me and hack the box. Very great. So you also can do a nice research on that as well to see how it works. So if you have undertaken any form of projects or qualifications related to try hack me or hack the box, you can then add this to your portfolio as well. Again, IT support, set up a home lab, troubleshoot real scenarios, write it up as a case study. So you can even showcase this to your employer, showing that you have undertaken a certain project. It might not be for a client, you would have not done it as a freelancer, but you have done it as a project, right? So when you undertake all this, again, it adds more value to your portfolio, right? So very important to know that employers are looking for people who are very practical in their thinking, right? So if you have all of this, you are definitely able to have a high chance of landing a job in the tech industry. Yes, so we can move on to the next slide. So entry-level job opportunities, right? Especially now with the rise of the revolution of AI, many of us are actually having a negative mindset that entry-level jobs are actually going to be taken by AI, right? AI is actually still in a learning phase that we need to understand. It's not going to take your jobs suddenly, right? If you are a person who actually do not adapt to AI, you're definitely going to lose a race, right? So it's very important that before AI becomes smarter, you need to be well ready, well equipped, right? Because AI's infrastructure is growing. It's already on the move, it's in the motion. So it's very difficult to stop now because a lot of tech companies are investing trillions and trillions of dollars into AI. And now you are forcing a lot of AI platforms as well coming in the market, right? So it's all about adaptation, very important. So you need to invest your time in undertaking AI courses as well. It can be for a non-tech job, a job that requires your AI as well. So you need to invest heavily in that as well, right? So let me explain today what are the entry-level job opportunities you can come across. Yeah, we can move on to the next slide. So the entry-level jobs to target are IT support analyst, junior web developer, junior data analyst, and cybersecurity training, right? So many would say that IT support analyst, it's anyway that's being already replaced with AI because now AI can actually take these tasks and do it by itself. Unfortunately, at times, AI needs to be actually constantly monitored, right? So you require an IT support analyst who has the relevant information to do and who is able to analyze what are AI's operations, right? So you definitely need IT support analyst, right? Even in spite of having AI, right? So the way you can enter into the job is by doing certifications and having a qualification like an HND diploma in order to enter into this job, right? So now the reason why I am telling to undertake these qualifications is because you have now the qualification, also you have the skill set with you. That is, you have undertaken certifications as well, right? So this will actually provide you a good leverage when you're trying to enter into the IT support analyst market. Don't forget, also very important to invest yourself in AI courses as well, right? So moving further, junior web developer, a person who's actually in charge of developing websites or even web-based softwares. Very important to note that you need to also invest in AI. So a candidate who has invested in AI and is able to create websites using AI, such as he understands how vibe coding works, right? Also, he's able to use AI platforms, is able to enter into a job role of junior web developer. So a person who has only learned the traditional HTML, CSS, JavaScript has no edge to enter into this market because employers are now trying to see or trying to hire people who have AI knowledge as well, right? Next is junior data analyst, a very good market, right? A market that is growing. So if you have the skills as well, if you have developed a project related to data analyst, right? And you can show this in your portfolio, you have a definite edge over others in order to get in a job in data analyst. And lastly, cybersecurity, an industry that will never die, right? So you require cybersecurity, what do you call personals, okay, or experts, even with AI coming to play, because as technology progresses, you require someone to protect this system. So definitely having a qualification, undertaking certifications, undertaking improving your skill set, undertaking projects will definitely give you the edge in order to land that specific job, right? Yes. Can you move on to the next slide, please? So how to net, yes. So best job platforms for tech beginners are LinkedIn jobs. So where you can find these jobs are, you can find it in LinkedIn, right? Indeed and Read, CW Jobs and Tech Nations, right? And government apprenticeships, right? To look for jobs, high-end jobs, high-skill, entry-level jobs. These are some of the platforms that you can undertake, right? Yes, could we move on to the next slide? Yeah. So career opportunities in emerging tech. One thing to note. So gone are the days that we used to have conventional jobs in the tech industry, but now new jobs are being created. New opportunities are being created. So like all of the tech professionals have said that with AI, new jobs will be created, while the old ones will perish, but new jobs will be created. So if you all are planning to move to the tech industry, I would suggest and recommend you to invest in your efforts, your money into these types of jobs, which is AI engineer, data scientist, cybersecurity analyst, cloud architect, software developer, DevOps engineer, and blockchain developers, right? Because these are the jobs that are going to keep on growing exponentially, right? So it's very important, even for all the jobs, one of these jobs here that you're going to apply, you need to have some sort of AI knowledge involved as well. So keep in mind, if you all are planning to move into the tech industry, I would recommend, please keep in mind to invest into one of these following fields, right? Yes, could we move on to the next slide? So the future job market, very important. So just to note that 75% is now using AI adoption, right? So that means almost all industries, it's just not the tech industry, the automobile, hospitality, medical industry, all are using AI now, right? Because AI is actually not just versatile in one field, in one industry, it's versatile for all, right? So almost every business is going to use it. And even though you are not a tech person, you need to learn AI, right? Whenever you go into your workplace, you're definitely going to use AI in your day-to-day operations. So it's very important to educate yourself, learn the platforms on how you can use AI in your day-to-day working environment, right? Next is data roles. So those who use AI in their day-to-day roles, okay, who invest a lot in AI courses, AI qualifications, right? Whether it's cybersecurity, software engineering, or whatever it is, they're going to definitely see a growth in their career, right? Next is a 3.5 million cybersecurity gap. So those who are actually going towards cybersecurity, the demand for cybersecurity professionals are growing exponentially, meaning that there is low in supply, right, in for cybersecurity experts, but a demand is growing exponentially. So those who are actually aiming for cybersecurity, I would say go full on it, because it's a job market that is going to go exponentially high, right? Especially now with AI implemented in it, attacks are going to be much smarter and more precise, right? So you definitely need to have what you call cybersecurity engineers also with AI knowledge in order to combat those attacks in future, right? Yeah, so we can move forward. So building your professional network, very important. So whenever you're in the industry, it's also very important to build networks that helps you to actually propel in your career, right? So building networks are very important. So we can move on to the next slide. So how to network without feeling awkward, right? So optimize your LinkedIn profile, very important. Ensure that you have all of the skills, the experience, the qualifications, the certifications, anything that you have updated, implemented in your LinkedIn profile. Always ensure that on a weekly basis or a monthly basis, you always update your LinkedIn profile. Next is attend free events. The reason for that is you can network with people, find new people who are interested in your topics or people who might be interested in your projects and would like to invest. You can attend free events as well, right? So that is very important. Networking is the most important topic in any industry, right? So join tech communities like British Computer Society, or they on a yearly basis they have workshops, right? Whether it's online or seminars, they have workshops. Very important to join those committees because you will be learning with experts from various type of industries. Okay, and also reach out with purpose. Send personalized connection requests. Ask for a 15-minute informational chat, not a job, right? So it's very important also to reach out to experts, to people who are in your spectrum or who might be more senior to you, but you can get good insights from them and then have a good connection and have business connections as well. Yes. So yes, we can move on to the next slide. So LinkedIn, your digital first impression. So is your professional photo. Always when you're uploading your LinkedIn or creating your LinkedIn profile, ensure that your photo is professional, right? So that the first impression, like we say, is the last impression. So ensure that your profile photo is more on a formal manner, right? So compelling headlines, right? Next is about section story, featured projects. What are the projects that you have undertaken? Skills and endorsements, right? What type of skills you have, and also are you a member of the relevant any qualification bodies, right? So personal photos profiles with photos get 21 times more views, right? So if you provide a very formal photo showing that you're a real professional for this relevant job, you have a high chance of getting seen in that profile. Okay, so remember to add keywords as well. Example: aspiring web developer, HTML, SS, JavaScript, anything that has a high keyword uh, advantage. It's very important to add those as well. Next is showcase your projects, right? People will actually value you based on what the projects you have undertaken. Because nowadays, in many comes to the job market, it's not about the certification qualifications that you have done. It's about what type of projects or what type of value you can provide to the company. Because companies, their investment is their workers, right? So if their workers or their employees can provide a better, what you call value, then obviously they're going to recruit them, right? So if you are a person who has done projects, complex, whether it's small to bigger projects, and has a positive value on the employees or clients that you have undertaken, you have a high chance of getting that specific job. So important is that invest your time even undertaking smaller jobs, right? And build that projects, and you are able to then apply that into your portfolio where you can then showcase it to your future employers, right? Yes, so we can move on to the next slide. So the roadmap from zero to higher, right? So if you're a person who is still new into the tech industry and who is a career changer, but feels that feels that the tech industry is the best way for me to earn, have a stable job, have a good living, right, and provide me better opportunities also to work abroad, then I think this roadmap will, following this roadmap will allow you to achieve that uh, goal, right? So first is pick a role and focus area. Very important. Do your research, right? First thing is to do your research. Pick a path that is growing. Do not pick a path or a career or a field that is stagnant and is going to lose its traction. Okay. Very important is that when you're looking into careers, you need to also take into account technology, right, as well, right? You need to understand that what are the technologies in future that can disrupt the industry, right? So it's very important to understand all that. And once you have picked the specific role or the job market that you want to go, next is to invest in courses and certifications that will provide you that will propel you to get into that market, right? So certifications and qualifications are the keys that will provide you to enter into that job market, right? So next is learn core skills, master fundamentals and tools. So these are the keys that will open the door for you to enter into that job market, or we call it the industry, right? Next is build your portfolio. Very important that when it comes to job interviews, there are plenty of people who apply for that same job, right? But you need to create a uniqueness for yourself to stand out in order to get that job, right? If people are having the same qualification, if people are having the same certification, it's very difficult to differentiate who is the best and who is not the right person for that job, right? So you need to undertake projects that will create the uniqueness so that you can stand out of the crowd and then you're the person for that specific job. So very important to build your portfolio, create projects that showcase ability, right? So that is your third phase. You need to create yourself unique out of everyone. So that is then the chances of you being selected. Next is apply and network, right? Networking is very important, right? So you need to reach out and submit targeted apps. Okay, so when you network with people, the chance of you being recognized in the industry is very high, right? So that is the one of the most important things that you need to look into. Next is land your first role, right? Prepare interviews and accept offers, right? Practice yourself in front of the mirror, how you should actually speak, right? How you should actually apply yourself to, and how you should actually respond to questions when asked by the interviewers, okay, or the employers, right? Those are some of the things that you need to work on it. And also you need to improve on your communication skills, presentation skills, right? Those are very vital, okay? So that is how you can actually then land your dream job, right? In the tech industry or any industry, whatever you're trying to enter into, okay? Yes, we can move on to the next slide. So real stats that should inspire you, right? So 72% of tech employees value skills over degrees. So very important to know that degrees are actually going to be part of what you call the entire hiring process, because the way to enter into a job market is through a degree, but the way to progress in a job or the way to open up new doors and new opportunities are your skills, right? Very important to know that a degree will actually allow you to enter into a job, but it's your skills and your experience that will allow you to propel into new heights, right? Get good benefits, financial benefits, what do you call, sometimes some companies might offer you shares. Those are if you're a very valuable employee, right? Or the individual. So next is 38,000 average UK tax salary, right? So again, this can be based on company to company that you work in the UK, right? So again, this can be based according to your experience, based on the projects that you have undertaken, the value of what you can offer to the company, this can actually go up, right? Next is 3 times faster hiring. So for candidates with a portfolio versus CV alone. So meaning that if you're a candidate who has only the qualification, you are not going to be recruited faster, because the reason is you're still uh, a, a person with the same qualifications among others, right? But if you're a person who has developed qualifications, who can communicate well, who can present well, you have the relevant skills that is expected more than the company, definitely you're going to get hired, right? That is why the hiring process or the hiring landscape, recruitment landscape is changing, right? It's not no more the degrees anymore. It's now looking into skill development, critical thinking, proper presentation, proper communication. These are what employers are looking for. Now, employees do not have the time to actually train people, because it takes quite a lot of time for the company to allocate. So they would like individuals who have all these capabilities and capacities before they hire them, right? So if you have the relevant tools, then you definitely can land that job, right? Yes, so we can move on to the next slide. So yes, I would like to, I hope all of the things are over. So I would like to hand over this to Miss Brenda. She will provide you the relevant information.
Thank you so much for that, Nawaz. Genuinely, that session was really brilliant, and I know I can speak for everyone that everything that you mentioned here was very insightful. So I just want to quickly move on. Um, it was mentioned earlier on today at the beginning of the session that, there was something interesting for those that would stay in the session. And so I just wanted to present that offer to you right now, which is basically we have a set of exclusive offers that South London College has put together for everyone who's with us today in this live session. And I just want to be very, very clear. These are not on the website and they're not on any email newsletter. You're not going to find them anywhere else. And they're only valid for 7 days from today. So please pay close attention. So, right, the first offer that we have is a buy one, get one free offer on the courses. They're exclusive to anyone that's attended this webinar. And, just imagine sharing this with a friend or a colleague who's also been thinking about getting into a tech career and, they want to start. This would be a really good, I guess, gift for them as well. And the second thing that we have on offer as well is a free certificate of attendance. So this will be yours just for being here today. As well as that, we've also got £50 off £50 off any selected courses, which has an exclusive fee reduction on IT and digital diplomas. So all you need to do is use the code webinar at the checkout. I'm gonna give you just a few seconds just to take a screenshot of this slide right now, or alternatively, just note the details somewhere safe. As mentioned already, these offers do close in 7 days, so act now whilst you still have this opportunity and the motivation from today is still fresh. Okay, next slide, please. Yeah, so just before we move into the questions, I just want to take 30 seconds to bring everything together. So, firstly, what was mentioned is that skills will beat the degrees. That is not a motivational poster, that is a documented reality. As well, the industry's changed. So, learning today means starting now, not after you've saved up for years, not after you've figured everything out. The tools exist and many of them are free. So, there's zero barrier to entry. As well, your portfolio is your most powerful CV. The work you build, the projects you complete, the GitHub profile you grow, that is what gets you interviews. And network with intent, connections open doors that job applications, they just simply can't. So this one takes time, but it starts today. So now let's make sure you have everything you need to do exactly that. Next slide, please. Okay, so whether you have a question, you are ready to enroll or you simply want to talk about, talk through some of the things that were mentioned, this course is right for if whether you want to talk about whether this course is right for you, then you can reach out to the team at South London College. And this is where you can reach them on the website at www.southlondoncollege.org. You can email us at info@southlondoncollege.org, or you can phone on the numbers on the screen here, as well as visit our YouTube channel at South London College, where you can see replays of webinars and, career content and tips as well. So our advisors are real people who genuinely want to help you find the right path. So this is not to push you towards something that's not a fit, but to listen, understand your goals, and point you in the right direction. So please don't hesitate to reach out. Okay, so we're just going to move on to the next slide and go through some of the questions. And it's actually one of the part of the session that I look forward to the most. So we've received a lot of questions when you registered for today, and I've also been watching the chat fill up throughout Mohammed's presentation, and there are some genuinely great questions in here. So Mohammed, I hope you're ready to answer these questions. I'm just going to dive right in and go with the first question, which is from Ryan from London, who asks, I have a degree in marketing, not IT at all. Is it realistic for me to switch into a tech role without starting completely from scratch?
Of course, Brenda, that's a great question. So one thing is, since he's having a marketing degree, uh, one of the importance, yes, one of the importance to note that is that start. Uh, it's important to know that is to build your foundation. Now, since knowledge and very important to build your foundation. That's how you can grow. So I would recommend him building from a level 3, all because having a very strong foundation in any industry is very vital, because you put up a lot of effort to study and get, and that is where you need to have a high strength in foundation to ensure that you are very ready for that industry as well. So yes, that is what I can actually provide for that relevant answer. Yeah. Yes,
Okay,
Brenda, you
thank you
can
for
move
that.
on.
I think it's a question a lot of people will resonate with that are on this call today. So thank you for answering that. Just going on to the next question, which is from Aisha from Birmingham, who's asked, how important is a portfolio really? I have been studying, but I have not built any real projects yet. Should I be worried?
It's Yeah, that's again another good question. It's not about building a portfolio is very important because nowadays, with the revolution of AI, it's very important that you need to be ahead of the competition, right? And there are many of us today. Almost everyone is doing a degree. Almost everyone is getting qualified. But then, what do you call? You have less chances of being recruited when it comes to a company because employers are actually looking for the perfect candidate to be fit on into their company role. So even if you have not what you call built a project, I would advise you at least build a smaller project. Even if it's you can set up a lab at your home and also even build a small project where you can actually include that into your portfolio as well. So if you can actually build a sort of a small project and add it to your portfolio, it's going to definitely provide value for your CV. That's very important to note.
Thank you. I think that's such a really practical question, and I suspect a lot of people are wondering the same thing. So if I could just move on to the next slide, please. Yeah, so we've received many great questions today, far more than we're able to get through in the time that we have, which is a wonderful problem to have. Because everyone's question deserves a proper answer, but don't worry, our course advisors will personally follow up with everyone whose questions we were unable to get to today. So alternatively, you're more than welcome to reach out and directly reach out to us directly using the contact details we shared before, and we'll make sure you get the answers you need. Mohammed, thank you so much. Every single answer you gave today was packed with genuine practical insight. And I know that everyone on this session is leaving with real clarity about what their next step looks like. And it's been an absolute pleasure sharing the virtual stage with you today. And to each and every one of you, thank you. Your time is genuinely valuable, and the energy you brought today in this session has been brilliant. So I just want to leave you with this thought. You know, has the tech industry, it's decided that what you can do matters more than the piece of paper you hold. 72% of employers now say skills beat degrees. The window is open, the roots are real, the tools are accessible. The only question is whether you are going to walk through that door. And South London College is here to help you do exactly that. So, three things to do before you close this window: visit our website at southlondoncollege.org and explore the IT and digital courses that match the role you are targeting. Take advantage of the exclusive offers. They're only live for 7 days. Don't let them expire. And as well, share today's replay. When it arrives in your inbox in the next 24 to 48 hours, share it with someone who you know is also thinking about a career in tech. Our team is standing by ready for you. So call us, email us, WhatsApp us, or simply head to the website where we can have, real conversations, no pressure. And on behalf of Mohammed, Nawaz, and the full team at South London College, it's been a genuine honor. Keep building, keep learning, and we're very much hope to be a part of your journey very soon. So goodbye, everyone, and take care.